Hello friends, do you want to improve your English? We all know that we need to improve our roots to get good fruits. So, to get good fruits of English, we are now going to learn the roots of English. Yes, we are now going to learn tenses today. These are the main fundamental pillar for speaking and writing correct English. And you must learn them properly. Have you ever considered them learning and thought that they are hard to learn or grasp and boring too? Then this video has a lot for you which will make you feel that tenses are much easy to learn and in the most easiest way possible. So without a further go, let's get started. What exactly is a tense? Tense is a form a verb takes to show the time it happened. It actually describes when any action happened with respect to time. Now, the time the action took could be past, present or future. Consider this timeline. The circle represents the present time. The line left to the circle is the time which has already passed and the line right to the circle is the future time. Please understand this timeline properly as we are going to use this timeline for understanding when any action took place with respect to time. Now, as time could be past, present or future, so tenses are divided mainly into three types: past tense, present tense and future tense. Now, each of these three types have four subtypes: simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. You can consider it as a family tree where grandfather tense is having three children: past, present and future. And each parent is having four sons with the same name: simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Combining them all becomes 12 siblings. So, we are going to learn each of them at a time. Before that, we need to revise the forms of verb. Verbs are mainly divided into 5 forms, which are base form. We will denote it as V1. Past form, we will denote it as V2. Past participle, we will denote it as V3. SES form, we will denote it as VSES. And ING form, we will denote it as VING. Let's look into an example of verb play. The base form of play is play. In the past form, it is played. And in the past participle, it is played. In the SES form, it is plays. And in ING form, it is playing. Let's look into one more example. Go in the base form is go. The past form, it is went. In the past participle form, it is gone. And in SES form, it is goes. And in ING form, it is going. Now that you are clear with the verb form, let's dive into the tenses. First, we will look into all the simple tenses. Simple present tense. It refers to any action that occurs on a regular basis or any fact that stands true all the times. The sentence structure of it is subject plus verb's first form plus object. Let's see an example of a regular action. I play football regularly. In this sentence, we can see that I am doing an activity of playing on regular basis from the past till now and in the future also I will continue. Let's see an example of any fact. Sun rises in the east. Now, it is a truth based on the fact that the sun rises in the east. no one can challenge it. So, it's an example of simple present tense. Let's look into the timeline to see where our action occurs. We can say that the action was happening in the past, is happening now, and will continue in future. Please note, in case of third person singular form, verbs SES form is used. For example, in case of a third person Ram, it will be Ram plays football regularly. Let's look into the next tense. Simple past tense. It refers to an action that is completed before the time we are talking about it. The sentence structure of it is subject plus verb second form plus object. For example, I played football yesterday. Here, I am referring to an action of playing football that is already completed in the past. So in the timeline, it will be somewhere here in the left of timeline, denoting that the action is completed in the past. Let's look into the next tense. Simple future tense. It refers to an action that will occur or happen in the future. The structure of sentence is subject plus will plus verb's first form plus object. Example, I will play football tomorrow. Here, I am referring to an action that will happen tomorrow. So, in the timeline, it will be somewhere here in the right side, denoting that the action will happen in the future. Let's look into all the continuous tenses. Present continuous tense. It refers to an action which is currently going on. So, the event is still going on by the time we are referring to it. Structure of it is subject plus be verb plus verb's ing form plus object. Be verb here are is, am and are. It's selected depending on the first person, second person and third person. Example, I am playing football right now. Here, my action of playing football is still going on and has not yet completed. So, in the timeline, it will appear exactly in the circle which indicates that the action is going on right now. Let's look into the next tense. Past continuous tense. It refers to an action which began in the past and was still going on until some another action occurred. Structure of this sentence is subject plus a be verb plus verb's ing form plus object. Be here includes was, were. For example, I was playing football when you arrived. It means my action of playing was going on until you arrived. Let's look into the timeline. So here, in the left, I started an action of playing and it was going on and on until another action of your arriving occurred. Remember this diagram properly. Let's look into the next one. Future continuous tense. It refers to an action which will begin in the future and will still go on until some another action occurs. Structure of the sentence will be subject plus will be plus verb's ing form plus object. For example, I will be playing football when you arrive. Here, I am predicting future action of playing will go on until some another action happens. In the timeline, my action of playing football will be on the right side and will go on and on until another action of arriving comes. I hope you are clear with continuous tenses. Look into perfect tenses now. Present perfect tense. It refers to an action that began in the past and is still still true in the present. Or it also refers to an action that happened in the past but time is not specified. Structure of it is subject plus have or has plus verb's third form plus object. Let's look into an example of action that happened in the past and still true. I have played football a lot this week. Let's look into the timeline for it. The action of playing has started in the past and is still true in the present moment. That is, I am still playing football. Now, let's look into an example of finished action without any time declared. I have finished my homework. Here, we are getting to know that the homework is done. But the time is not specified when exactly the homework was done. So, in the timeline, it will look like this. You may think it is a simple past, but here, time is not known. While in the simple past, we know the time when the event was completed. Please remember this difference. From two timelines, we understood the two usage of present perfect tense. Let's look into the next one. Past perfect tense. It refers to an action that completed before any other action in the past. Structure of past perfect tense is subject plus had plus verb's third form plus object. For example, I had played football before you came. So, one action of playing was already completed before another action in the past. In the timeline, it will look like this. On the left hand side, an action of playing is already completed with respect to another action came. I hope you are clear with past perfect tense. Let's look into the next tense. Future perfect tense. It refers to an action that will happen before any another event in the future. Here, we are comparing two events in the future. Structure of it is subject plus will have plus verb's third form plus object. For example, I will have played football by the time you arrive. So, my action of playing will be already completed before the action of your arriving. In the timeline, it will look like this. On the right hand side, an action of playing will be completed by the time another action of your arriving comes. So, here, comparison of two future events is happening. Now, we have covered all the perfect tenses. Now, into all perfect continuous tenses. Present perfect continuous tense. It refers to an action that started in the past and still going on in the present. Here, more importance is given to the duration of the event that happened. Structure of it is subject plus have been plus verb's ing form plus object. Example of it include I have been playing football since 5 years. Here, more importance is given to an event's start time. In the timeline, it looks like this. Event of playing started in the past is still valid in the present. You may have noticed that the same timeline for the present perfect tense was there. Here, we are giving more importance to the duration of event. Please note that in mind. Let's look into the next tense. Past perfect continuous tense. It refers to an action which began at certain time and still going on until some another action occurred. Here also, more importance is given to the duration of event. Structure of it is subject plus had been plus verb's ing form plus object. For example, I had been playing football for 1 hour before you arrived. Here, for 1 hour is referring to the start of my event. The timeline, it looks pretty much like past continuous tense. But here, we are giving more importance to the time of my playing. I hope you are clear with the difference. Let's look into the last tense we have. Future perfect continuous tense. It refers to an action which will begin and still going on until a point in future. Here also the duration of event has more importance. Structure of it is subject plus will have been plus verbs ing form plus object. For example, when I turn 30, I will have been playing football for 20 years. In the timeline, it looks like this. On the right hand side, an event of playing will continue until another event of my turning to 30 year comes, eventually giving more importance to the duration. So, in all the perfect continuous tenses, importance is given to the duration of event. We are done with all the tenses. I know it may have created a little confusion regarding all the tenses. So what we will do is revise them again with the help of a table. In this table, we will have all the main tenses in the first row, which are past, present and future, and all the subtypes in the first column. Simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. I will give you a word to remember the tense and the sentence structure we discussed earlier. So what you will have to do is just remember this chart and you will remember all the tenses. Let's start with simple present tense. It denotes a truth or a regular habit. Sentence structure is subject plus verbs first form plus object. Simple past tense we refer to a completed action. Structure of it is subject plus verbs second form plus object. And in the simple future tense we refer to a future action that will be completed in future itself. Structure of it is subject plus will plus verbs first form plus object. In the present continuous tense, we refer to an ongoing activity. Structure of it is subject plus am, is or are plus verbs ing form plus object. In the past continuous tense, we refer to a past incomplete activity until some another activity begin. Structure of it is subject was or were plus verbs ing form plus object. In the future continuous tense, we refer to future incomplete activity until some another event occurs. Structure of it is subject plus will be plus verbs ing form plus object. In the present perfect tense, we refer to perfectly completed activity. That is, the activity that had started in the past and still valid in the present. Sentence structure of it will be subject plus have or has plus verbs third form plus object. In the past perfect tense, we refer to a completed action with respect to another. Structure of it is subject plus had plus verbs third form plus object. Future perfect tense. It refers to an action that will happen before any another event in the future. Structure of it is subject plus will have plus verbs third form plus object. Now let's look into the perfect continuous tense. In all of them, more importance is given to the duration of action. Present perfect continuous we refer to action that started in the past and still continued in the present. Structure is subject plus have been plus verbs ing form plus object. In the past perfect continuous tense, we refer to past incompleted action with respect to another. Here, duration of action is given more importance. Sentence structure is subject plus had been plus verb's ing form plus object. Future perfect continuous tense will refer to future incomplete activities with respect to another. Here also, we are giving importance to action's duration in the sentence. Sentence structure is subject plus will have been plus verb's ing form plus object. This is the entire chart, and this chart covers all the tenses with a trigger word to remember and a sentence structure to follow. Please pause the video and remember this chart, and you will never forget tenses. That's all about tenses in this video. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please write in the comment section. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Do share the video so others can learn, and do subscribe to the channel to get regular updates about the course.